All right, welcome back. We're going to continue on with the third step of this project. The clay's still wrapped up from the last episode yesterday. No, not really. Just a couple minutes ago. Yours might have been yesterday, or maybe last weekend. Who knows? We'll see how long you've been gone. Doesn't matter. As long as you just keep going and you wrapped it up well, your clay should be in good shape for you. So we had a double-decker sandwich here of all the pieces. I have my extra clay scraps, which I'm going to need, maybe not today, but I'm going to need them. Since I might not need them today, I think I'm going to actually just keep those under that, and I'm going to keep this nice and spritzed. Yeah, then they're in good shape later. All right, so I got this piece, yay! And need those on there. Got this layer, set him off to the side. Got, oh, those are those, no, lovely slabs. Good job, slabs. And the next part is probably one of the trickiest parts, so you should pay attention extra. Pay attention extra good here. This is the tricky part here. Well, not this section, but like in just a second. So take this, set it off to the side so you have room to work right there. And get a hold of one of your slabs. Here's one of my slabs. I got a hold of it. We're going to stand them up and make them curved. So first off, stand it up. And then I like to take my hand and start in the middle or on the sides, but you need to press the inside gently toward your other hand and keep your other hand curved to make this a nice arc. You can see the arc developing here. Don't just try to grab the two sides and bring them together, because that's going to make it folded in half and you'll get a giant crack right down this edge here. You want to be gentle and coax it. There you go, little hot slab. You can make a nice circle. I know you can. See, that's coaxing it. I'm just kidding. You don't have to talk like that. Please don't talk like that. Well, if you want, but do it quietly. Okay. Yay. So that's kind of basically a half circle right there. That's what I want. Yay. I'm going to stand this one up over here. It stands when it's curved. It doesn't like to stand by itself when it's flat. It just tips over then. Okie dokie, now I'm going to go ahead and grab my other slab. Slab grabbing. Okie doke, there's my other slab. Standing it up. See, it doesn't want to stand until I start curving it. So I know we need it to curve this way, but it's really the same thing. This way for I'm right-handed and this feels awkward. It's really the same thing if I go this way. I can just turn it after. Remember, don't just fold it. You got to kind of convince it a little. It's got to curve just as much right here as it does there. Curve along the whole length of that slab. So that's good. And as I said, now I can just rotate it like that, and they will be together. Woohoo! At this point, you may want to think about if you have a right side up or upside down on your texture. On mine, there's kind of like this flower pattern, which to me should be facing up this way. And I want both of them to do that, so I'm looking to make sure they're both facing the same way. If you have scales, I have both of my sets of scales going downward, okay? If you put the other slab on, you'd have scales going up one side and down the other, which is fine. You're the artist, you decide, but maybe make a conscious decision about that instead of letting it be just, oh yeah, whoops. You know, think about it for a bit. So I've got these two pieces and we need to join them. So if I just put them straight away together like this, because they have flat edges, they don't want to I don't want to say, they don't want to make a circle very good because the two edges are flat and you're trying to bend them in a circle, so it makes the inside closed and the outside is open just a little bit, like right along there. To deal with that, we're going to shave off just a little bit. This is one of the tricky parts, so if you're not sure here, come talk to me. I will help you know what you're doing so you don't have to like restart your whole slabs. That would be really sad. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to go across at a diagonal. Ooh, that's pretty small. Bring that up there. Diagonal. I'm not cutting off any of the outside where the texture is. I'm only cutting off that inside corner. And I'm going to support the slab as I slice downward so that I don't smush it. By supporting it, I mean I'm holding this up literally as I pull down with this, because this pull downward force would really just smash all this other clay underneath if I weren't supporting it. Gotta love good support. All right, so you can see here that I have kind of a triangular prism, really, almost, that I shaved off that side. You're gonna shave a triangular prism off of both of them, but just on one side. So I shaved it here, I'm gonna shave it here. Again, if you're confused, this is a good time to come see me, because, I mean, it's not like the hugest thing if you chop these all up wrong. It just makes you have to do extra work, like smushing up your clay, maybe recycling it. Oh, I'm sorry. Shouldn't talk with your hands right next to your textured slabs. There, it's okay. I promise. Okay. All right. Like I said, you don't want to have to make extra work for yourself. So come ask if you're not sure. This is a little bit tricky here. I understand that. Same thing. I'm going to slice, triangle, wedge all the way down. I'm not taking any of the texture part off. I'm just taking a little bit of the thickness on the inner side of the circle off. And then as I turn these back the right way, this one's shaved and that one's shaved, and that's going to make it be able to close a whole lot better because of circleness and squareness. I don't want to talk about angles and things right now. You know what I'm saying, hopefully. If you don't, just believe me. Okie dokie, so that's how that's gonna go, but we need to score and slip that. You know all about scoring and slipping. By the way, all this time while you're working on this, don't smash up your nice texture. Touch it as little as possible, and when you do need to touch it gently. You want that nice texture on there, otherwise why would you do it? So last year, or maybe if I watch this 2 years from now, you'll already know, but we used the needle tool to score Angry Kitten. Little tic-tac-toe scratches all over the place. That was scoring, right? So I have these new tools, which since you're older now, I'm hoping you can manage. I call this the Ninja Kitten. Oh, because it's serrated. It makes a whole bunch of scoring all at the same time. Mine's a little bit full of clay from the last time I used it, so I'm gonna squish some of that dry clay out of there. These guys are sharp. What? That's right, these guys are sharp. You need to be careful with them because they're sharp. That's why you couldn't use it before. If you want to use it now, you got to be safe, otherwise we'll take it away. Yeah. All right. So, sliding this apart from itself, and now I'm going to score along each of these edges, this edge and this edge, as well as this edge and this edge. Okay, here we go. Scoring, 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 scoring. Do 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 do. That song wasn't long enough. That was a bad song, though. You're thinking it was definitely long enough if I had to hear that any longer. But now you get to hear me just rambling while I'm trying to do this. So right now, while I'm scoring, I'm trying to make sure that I have some score marks that go both one way and the other way, kind of crisscrossing it. You get better connections that way. Scoring upward, scoring crossways. with the Ninja Kitten. Oh, that's some sweet scoring there. Got some sweet score coming down on the night train. Somebody knows that song. One of you does. I'm not just making it up, except it's different words, obviously. All right. Yay. So, happy scoring all along there. Same with that one. Now it's time for the slip. Slip, 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 slip. Nickelodeon. Sometimes this settles, and then it needs a little stirring. If there's like a layer of water on the top, just give it a little stir, stir. Maybe yours is gone, then you'll have to let me know. I'll fill it up again. Maybe it's lumpy and dry, then you should put more water in it and stir it some more. You'll figure it out. This thing right here is called a fettling knife. It's like a butter knife. It's not very sharp. Probably one of the safest clay tools we have, although I'm sure someone could find a way to hurt somebody with it, so don't do it. All right. You can use the fettling knife if you want to spread on your slip, or you can use your fingers. I don't care which. I'm probably going to use my fingers because it's way quicker, and I feel like I can control how much is getting put on there better. You'll put slip on both sides of both pieces. It's kind of weird sitting here. And it's actually getting close to 5 p.m. and I'm talking to myself on the video screen so that you guys can watch this in case you're absent or something, or just if I feel like I don't want to explain it to you directly that day, or maybe I did explain it to you but then you forgot. What? That never happens. Then I can just say, oh, go watch it on the YouTube. I don't feel like explaining that over again. No, I'm just kidding. I never get impatient with you guys. Or do I? I don't know. Who knows? All right. Slipping is on there. I'm going to grab a paper towel, clean off my fingers. If you got slip all over your fingers, really ought not be touching your texture. That's not a good idea. So I put that there, and I put that there. Oh ho ho. That is some nice joinery there. Now, it might be time for you to clean up. Do not try to smooth this or anything yet. Just put it together and call it good, all right? It wouldn't hurt if you look at it from above, like stand up and look down into there. If it doesn't look round all the way, you can kind of convince it how to be. But if you get slip on your fingers, again, don't go touching all your texture. It won't look nice, okay? I'm gonna wrap it up right now, even though I wanna show you the next thing. I'll do that in a separate video because sometimes people have to stop here and you're like, I don't know how to put this away so it's not gonna get smashed. Good question. I like how you're thinking ahead. So we're gonna switch. We aren't gonna use these giganto boards anymore. We're gonna put those back. And we're gonna get a hold of some little boards. Two little boards, two little boards. Dun, dun, dun. Again, the clay likes to stick to this stuff when it's smooth like that. Put a little paper towel down, give it a spritzing. Not too wet. Now, here's the issue. We got that, but we gotta not forget about this guy. Yeah, you've been waiting so nice. You weren't complaining or anything. Mom, you're taking too long. No. Anyway, we could set this on there, but it'll probably sag. We could set this whole thing on top of there with a board underneath, but that would be a lot of pressure for this. So let's instead, we got the little board, we got the paper towel, we got our lovely circle, being so patient. Oh, you're such a good little circle. I'm gonna recycle some of this paper towelage. There you go. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we are. Now, other board. Won't stick because of that paper towel. We can't set this straight on here because then it would stick. So we'll get ourselves another paper towel. what sort of craziness is this? More spritzing. Be careful not to accidentally spritz your pot while you're spritzing this, because again, the texture don't like it. The texture don't like it. Rock the Casbah. No, I'm sorry. At anyway, somebody else knows that song. Believe me, somebody's laughing. Everybody else thinks I'm crazy. Either way is fine with me. So that's good, right? But now, don't forget this. Remember this? I told you we'll need it. This is our scraps. This is our scraps. We forgot about them, didn't we? Don't throw your scraps away. Make sure they're nice and moist. If you've got a big chunk of scraps, you might need to squish it so that it can fit in there. And don't make it really tall and long, because then it will tip over and press against the side. So I kind of smoosh it flattish, but skinny enough so that it fits down in there. I would also probably keep it wrapped in its own little paper towel bundle with a nice bit of spritzing. Spritz that separate before you put it in there so that you don't damage this with too much spraying on it. There. Now that's setting gently and nicely, and it's not going to tip or wobble around and bump this apart or tip it over. So, not done yet. I know, I'm so mean, making you do all this. I would put a little paper towelage like that. Yep, real gently. Put a little more paper towelage like this. And I kind of put it, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's a seam right here. I don't know why, but I feel more comfortable having the main part of the paper towel go across the seam instead of having it there. I feel like it gives it more support, but maybe I'm completely bonkers and it doesn't do anything. But that's what I do. If you don't know what I'm talking about right now, this is one of those times when you can ignore me. Most of the time, don't do that. Most of the time, listen. Even if you don't understand, then ask. But this time, don't worry about it. All right. Spritzing gently. Spritz, spritz. Spritz, 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 spritz. Spritz, spritz, spritz. All right. So we get back to our lovely plastic bags, and usually we would slide it in from the side like a pizza oven, right? But this is tall now. That's probably not going to work. Usually our pizzas are not 8 inches tall. That is a lot of cheese. So instead, think about like if you ever babysitted a little toddler or have a little brother or cousin, and you're trying to help them get ready in a hurry, and they got to get their drawers on. You know how you smush them up down underneath their feet so that you can slide them on, so you get their feet in there and then it's easy to pull it up? That's how you set the bag. Smush it down where you can see the bottom. Take this, lerp, 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 gently. Have somebody help you if you want. Set this down right onto there, and then this should be able to gently, it's like magic. Woohoo! Press the air out, give it a little twisty, tuck that kind of there. Don't smash it, be gentle, be gentle. And then you have this other bag, and you put that one down from the top. Wow. How do you ever think of it, Miss Reamer Smith? That's incredible. Sorry. Like I said, it's getting late. I should go home soon. Getting kind of goofy. You're like getting, whatever. Now, my little name tag's way down under here. I don't know if you can see it. It's like right there. So at this point, I don't need to tear that other one off. It's not hurting anybody, and it might rip a hole in my bag. But I might not be able to see it, and somebody might grab my pottery. And look how much work I've done. I do not want people stealing my pottery and using it as theirs, or accidentally smooshing it. Don't forget your period. Period 5, period 6, whatever class you're in. You can put it right there. Oh, that's nice. Now it's ready to go back in the parking spot. Okay? What time is it? I want to go home, but I think I should work just a little more so I can save myself the trouble of setting up all the equipment later. So here we go. Oh, I'm going to turn the video off. This video is done. I'll explain more in the next video. Ha!